Today I will analyze a video of myself firing a M249 SAW, which stands for Squad Automatic Weapon. The gun in this video is registered as a Class 3 firearm and perfectly civilian legal under all the ATF regulations, just to clear up any doubts. Newton's first law states that an object will remain at rest or stay in motion unless acted upon by an outside unbalanced force. As you can see, the gun will not fire unless I pull the trigger. By pulling the trigger, I exert the unbalanced outside force. The firing pin, which is part of the bolt carrier group in the firearm, hits the primer on the round, which results in the bullet being fired out the barrel. To go even deeper, when the firing pin hits the primer, an explosion occurs due to the gunpowder in the casing. The force from the explosion propels the 5.56 by 45 millimeter bullet, which has a mass of 55 grams, or 3.564 grams, out the muzzle at the velocity of 945 meters per second. A portion of the high-pressure gas from the cartridge being fired is used to extract the brass casing out of the ejection port. Without the force of the gas on the empty casing, the gun would not automatically cycle another round into the chamber. The bullet fired out of the gun starts slowing down the moment it leaves the barrel, and it eventually falls to the ground due to the force of gravity and air resistance acting on the projectile. Newton's second law of motion can be formally stated as follows. The net force of an object is equal to the object's mass multiplied in acceleration, or simply F net equals ma. Different types of ammunition exert different amounts of force because of the size of the bullet and the amount of gunpowder in the casing. The more grains the bullet has, the heavier it will be, and the more gunpowder is in the casing, the faster the bullet will fly. Therefore, the heavier the bullet and the more gunpowder in the casing, the more net force the projectile has. Newton's third law states that for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. When the bullet is fired, the opposite reaction is the recoil of the gun. The size of the forces on the first object must equal the size of the force on the second object. The bullet has less mass than the gun, so the effect of the force is much more evident in the bullet's trajectory than on the recoil of the gun. Generally speaking, the 5.56 round has moderate amount of recoil compared to other caliber rounds. The bullet fired from this gun only has 55 grains, compared to most rifle rounds having 150 or more grains. Also, the charge or the amount of gunpowder is relatively low compared to other rifle rounds. A faster flying and smaller bullet will equal to less recoil. Another factor that affects the amount of recoil is the mass of the gun. The heavier the gun, the less amount of recoil. Both the bullet and the firearm have the same net force because of Newton's third law. Although they have the same amount of force, the bullet has less mass, so it must have more acceleration, and the gun has more mass, so it has less acceleration. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.